on YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports Auburn. As always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. War Eagle. National Signing Day. Obviously one of the most exciting days in the college football year. You got a lot of guys that are going to be committing, a lot of guys making some life-changing decisions as to where they're going to go to school next year and have an impact on the university that they decide to commit to. SEC is a really big time because the SEC teams are always in like huge recruiting battles. You talk about Georgia, LSU, Alabama, Auburn, Texas A&M, Georgia teams of the sort that's going to be duking it out here on the last day of the National Signing Day. Of course, kids can sign a little bit later on, but this is the main one where most teams are able to solidify their rosters going into spring football. And Bryan Harsin, brand new coach for Auburn, kind of walked into a situation where Auburn was ranked number 50 in the country because of recruiting. And COVID-19 had a lot to do with this because Auburn has what you call Big Cat Weekend every year. That's a weekend when they're able to actually get guys to see what the program is all about. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of folks, Auburn is a respectably known football program in the Southeast and maybe easing on to Texas and things like that. But Auburn is not a team that you really talk about a lot like your Michigans, Miami, Alabama. They're not really a blue blood team, so they got to do a little extra to get some of that national exposure. Now, winning the national championship in 2010 didn't hurt. It would have helped to win again in 2013, but that is what it is. But like I said before, Auburn is more of a regionally recognized football program. So that Big Cat Weekend would have been a really huge weekend for the Auburn Tigers to get a little bit of exposure, and just didn't get it that year. And they just showed how important those things are. Now, I don't know if Bryan Harsin is going to continue the Big Cat Weekend. I think he should. But Bryan Harsin may have a different level of methodology as far as recruiting, because he's got his own recruiting coordinator. They did things that they thought worked out at Boise State. So it'll be really interesting to see if the Big Cat Weekend tradition continues at Auburn. Bryan Harsin doesn't seem to be a traditionalist, as he pretty much wiped out the whole Auburn staff outside of Carnell Williams. So we shall see what type of recruiting methods he brings to the table at Auburn. And really, when we look at it, so far, so good. But previewing this signing day, Auburn has some prospects out there that still haven't signed yet. One of the main ones that I'm interested in, because I'm a little concerned about the running back room. Now, Auburn got a little favor from Devin Barrett, who was one of the four or five top recruits for Auburn in 2017 as a running back out of Florida, but just never really panned out. And now, who's to say that he didn't pan out versus Gus Malzahn didn't give him a chance? Now, that's an argument left up to a whole nother level of debate. So the top player in this particular class, Lee Hunter out of 8 Mile, Alabama, Blunt High School. Defensive tackle, much needed. I think he could possibly be an immediate impact kind of player for the Auburn Tigers. He's big. He has NFL size. I think he's going to be pretty good. One of the all-stars of the class is Demetrius Davis out of North Shore, Texas. Can't stop talking about him, garnishing almost every award possible in the state of Texas. Has committed to Auburn a little while ago. Now, one of the targets, Auburn is looking at Terrion Arnold out of John Paul II Catholic School in Tallahassee. He's rated as a 97.9746 recruit at safety. He doesn't appear to have a lot of interest in Auburn, but that doesn't mean Auburn is cooling down on his recruitment. So that's a name you want to look for today. Also, you want to look for Jordan Moko today as an offensive tackle. That would be pretty huge. Auburn has already signed Colby Smith this week at offensive tackle out of North Carolina. Kind of a weird flip from Tennessee. He decommitted because of all the McDonald's bags, money, and all that other stuff that Tennessee has going on. So he decommitted, and now he's at Auburn. Joko Willis out of Independence Community College in Kansas. He committed inside linebacker. That's going to be huge for Derek Mason. And really, I'm looking forward to seeing what the running back room is going to look like. Rock Taylor out of Oxford, Alabama. And then we look at guys that, could possibly be impactful. But I think Auburn really has an opportunity. I'm not going to say that they're going to knock it out of the park. I think that's kind of unrealistic at this point. But I think Auburn has a legitimate chance to have at least a top 20 class. With a home run, maybe a 5-star out of nowhere, make it into the top 15, top 19, 15, 15 recruiting class. So we'll just have to see. But just some names out there for you guys to look out for as Auburn gets ready to finalize signing day. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.